You work from home, you don't go out much. Like, where are you supposed to meet women? Especially if dating apps just don't work for you like the majority of men that they completely fail for. Well, that was a question that I had to answer back when I worked in finance. I worked from home. I was like, okay, there's one girl at the office that might be kind of cute. Oh, she has a boyfriend. Okay. Oh, I don't know anyone else. And this is like super, super common, but it's actually quite a troubling question. Fortunately, though, I didn't spiral. In that situation, I managed to find a fix, and that's what I want to share with you. I'm going to talk you through 3 ways that you can meet women when you work from home. And the first one is a simple substitution. So, by that I mean, when you work from home, amazing, freedom, awesome. But you're now away from people, you're detached from that sense of connection. Well, why don't we rebuild that? So, what I did when I was working from home, I found a cafe that I wanted to go work in. And here's a tip for you. If you want to go work in a cafe with potentially the idea of meeting women, pick a nice one. Girls don't go to those shitty little corner shop cafes. Like, they go to ones that they can do Instagram photos with and things like that. Like, they see it as a treat and it's a whole thing. And that's exactly what I did. But I didn't meet a girl there who was a customer. I sat down and I noticed the barista was quite cute. I ended up going back 2 or 3 times, and honestly, it just wasn't a very busy cafe. So I was there quite a lot, she was playing music, and we just started talking a little bit more and a little bit more. So one day I was just like, "Hey, would you like to go on out or would you like to go on a date sometime?" I would not recommend going that bluntly to clarify. So say you wanted to do this, say you were in that situation. Here's how I would approach it. I like to use a strategy of call it out. I like to say, hey, this might seem a little bit forward, but I think you're really fun. Would you like to get a drink sometime? That's what I like to do. I like to clarify ahead of time, call it out that yes, this is a bit forward, a bit unusual, but I think this, I think you're fun, I think you're interested, would you like to do this? And then if she says yes, winner. If she says no, here's the trick. Don't just awkwardly shunt back to your table. Be able to stay in that. Be able to be like, oh yeah, no worries. I just thought you were pretty fun. Oh, I'll chat to her for a little bit longer, because then I ease us out of that. One of the mistakes guys make, like, I don't recommend staying in interactions if you're out and about and you've just approached a girl, leave. But in that situation, maybe have like 30, 60 seconds, just so it isn't left on that like awkward down. Just be like, oh yeah, don't worry, like, I thought you were pretty interesting. I bet you get this all the time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, no worries. And just engaging with her to like ease out of the awkwardness. And then I just go back, sit down. But that's not what happened to me. I asked the girl out on a date and we ended up dating for like 2, 3 months. Then it was in Bulgaria, so I got kicked out of the country. And my visa expired, issues. But that was my solution. And that's a really good option for you if you use cafes or those kind of like workspaces that you can go to, shared little cohabitation spaces. Recreate what you've lost. It's perfectly fine to be able to go up and speak to girls. I had a client that even did this, and we use this opening line sometimes of just like, hey, I'm kind of procrastinating my work, so I thought I'd just come over and chat to you for a second. What's your name? Oh, boom. Especially if it's that kind of close-knit, connected vibe, I can just go over and just have a conversation with women and keep it quite chill. On top of that, what I'd recommend is spending time in your evenings going to things where people will be. Shock. But here's the trick. I've really changed my mind recently on meetups. I've always known they've not been great for like maybe like quality of turnout, but I've finally found sort of the trick. If you want to go to social events to meet women, I would not recommend the ones that are just outright social things. And by that, I mean, we're just getting people together to meet. Because the type of people that go to, I'm sorry, like the time left kind of dinners and just the after work social thing, they don't tend to be the most interesting kinds of people. Like, it's almost like forced socialization for those people that don't have any friends. It's not ideal. That's tough. That sucks. So instead, what you want to kind of find is anything where you're learning a skill. Anywhere where you go to a tennis club, a rock climbing club, salsa event, cooking class, these things actually have high quality people in there. They actually have lots of women. A book club, things where it is not just about the socialization. There's actually something that's going on there that you're engaging with, a skill that's being learned, because that tends to attract a better quality of people. Highly recommend that. Thirdly, a tactic that I've used a lot, approaching. It's scary, but it is a really effective tool. And if you're not having that ability where you can just walk over to a girl that you see that you think is cute, you're really limiting your own agency in dating. Because all the other ways, you're still at the mercy of who turns up at the cafe, who turns up at the tennis club, who even you get shown to on a dating app. One of the only ways to have true agency in dating is through approach, to be able to be there on a high street and simply go, oh, she looks cute, and walk over and speak to her. That's how I met my current girlfriend I date today. I saw her on a high street, she walked out of a shop, and I simply went over, talked to her. And yeah, sometimes you get rejected. Like, I'll have been rejected more than freaking anyone watching this video. I've done over 1,000 approaches. But I've also had a bunch of successes with it, and it's worth it. So if you don't want to get stuck in that trap, working from home, having difficulties being able to meet women, and you kind of like this idea of maybe being able to approach, well, I made a video detailing 5 small habits that you can do to start to change your life in terms of meeting women and being able to walk up and speak to them. So if that appeals to you, check out this video up here and see how only 5 small habits can completely change your life and get you meeting women.